it's Maggie. Today I'm talking about the sign Capricorn. They're a cardinal angle that they rule the 10th house. The career sector is the midheaven. So when you look for a career, you would look to the 10th house or the midheaven, up on top of the chart. So it's a very important cardinal angle. And the eclipses are going to be on that axis in July. But Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is a very disciplined sign. They're not afraid of hard work. They, it's like the Lord of Karma and the great teacher. And so their glyph is the sea goat. It's, I think in Sumerian or Babylonian or something, they were the crocodile. So it's an earth negative sign, so it's a feminine sign, although it doesn't seem like it. Mars is, because Capricorns are serious, they're dead serious about getting ahead. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn because they are so ambitious and driven, and Mars is the ruler of both Aries and Scorpio, so Scorpio is extremely determined and fixed, and Aries is very strong, very strong. Um, and so it's exalted in Capricorn, exalted because they do have the drive, the initiative, the will, very strong will, very, very strong will. And at times they can come off as self-centered, but it's maybe their aloofness. But they're very worldly. They do just seem to achieve in the world. However, unless they go to excess, and that can take them out, that can take them out if they're not careful, because they want, they're supposed to be known for their endurance and, stamina and waiting for what they want, but they can also want it and want it now, I think Jimi Hendrix was a Capricorn, and another one I know is a Capricorn, and I think Rod Stewart was a Capricorn. Michelle Obama is a Capricorn. So, a lot of musicians, of course, drugs are part of their world. So it's not all, I'm just trying to say, it's not always delayed gratification for the Capricorns. It's not always. I think maybe Mac Miller was a Capricorn. I did his chart. I do recall that being a part of his chart. So anyway, Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So if you've got Mars in Capricorn, you're going to succeed in whatever you put your hand to. It's feminine earth sign, and Moon is in its detriment in Capricorn because, well, it opposes Cancer for one thing. Capricorns are not really touchy-feely, huggy people. They can appear somewhat reserved and aloof, and that's their Saturn, their ruler. They do work very, very hard. They could start out working at the bottom and end up at the top, just steadfast endurance. Or they just, they have a bunch of stuff up in their midheaven or in their 10th house. They're naturally going to succeed. They're naturally going to succeed because that's their midheaven and their 10th house. So, yeah. And they are cardinal. So cardinal is action. And the eclipses are going to be, if you have, well, I already did a video about the eclipses. But yeah, they're going to be in July, excuse me, on the and the nodes too, or on the Capricorn South Node in Capricorn, North Node in Cancer. So the eclipses are going to be on that axis in July, and the transits currently in Capricorn. I've already talked at length about those. So their life Capricorn has been changing significantly um, because of Pluto and their ruler. Right now they have their ruler Saturn in Capricorn. So Saturn is all about structure. Capricorns want structure. You know, like if you start out as a stand-up or something, you know, on the set, um, you could end up being director or producer, you know, a stand-in. I'd rather stand-up comedy. They could end up, you know, having their own Comedy Central. They just seem to, you know, succeed in all their endeavors. So Jupiter's in its fall in Capricorn. Um, it's a direct opposite of Saturn. Jupiter's kind of like Santa Claus, you know, love, wisdom, uh, and Saturn is just discipline, discipline, discipline. So right now Pluto is transiting um, Capricorn, and it's an unprecedented transit. I've talked at length about it already, but Pluto, Saturn, and the South Node are all in Capricorn right now, and major, major life changes for Capricorns um, in so many different ways that I've already gone into at length. So yeah, just because you're a Capricorn doesn't mean doesn't mean you don't have feelings. Just because the moon is in its fall or detriment, yeah, because that's the opposition, Cancer, and because they are Earth, cardinal Earth. Um, to get along with all the earth signs, Virgo and Taurus. That would be their crew. Or maybe they'd get along with the water signs. That's a sextile 60-degree aspect. But with fire and air, not so much. Um, they probably don't get that as well. But, having the patience and endurance that Capricorn has, they could work with anyone. They really could just work with anyone. And um, yeah, and have a lifetime of achievements. Michelle Obama is a Capricorn. Rod Stewart was a Capricorn. So they can go to excess, like I said. Uh, yeah, but later on, they might go to rehab and get it together and succeed. Or they could die from going to excess too much. God, what a horrible thing to say. But anyway, Pluto is transiting Capricorn right now. And so they're having major, major life changes. One I know, his father just died of cancer. He was diagnosed with cancer. Um, Another one just moved clear across the world, not the world, but the country. Um, so there's just life changes going on with Capricorns right now. Um, and with the South Node, I don't know why I'm going into the transits. I can't help it because they're so prominent. They're so prominent right now. So Saturn is all about structure. So it's helping. It's helping Capricorns to restructure their lives that Pluto may have torn apart, or Pluto may have massively changed. And so they're putting back the pieces. And with Saturn, Saturn can be the authoritarian as well. Um, and so can the 10th house. It's like they're the boss. They're the boss. Think of them as the boss or your father. Saturn represents the father. So if you, like, say you're going through your Saturn return, if you don't have your shit together, the Saturn is going to tear it down. They're going to take it away. You're going to learn some hard life lessons. And so Capricorns are already born with the natural ability to get their shit together, as a rule. As a rule, if they don't go to excess and be you know, gratifying, self-gratifying. Um, but others can be extremely disciplined, and maybe wait for the ice cream till later, or whatever the ice cream may be to you. Um, yeah, so the glyph is from ancient Babylonian or Sumerian times. It's the sea goat. Also, they were the crocodile. So that's the unusual glyph that they have. Um, yeah, it's got the, the goat, the head of the goat, which is often confused with the ram, which rules Aries, but the head of the goat and the tail of the fish, or with the Egyptians, I think it was the crocodile. But anyway, that's about it for Capricorn. They were born December 22nd or 21st to the January 20th. So someone once noted that maybe they achieved so much because she had a ton of Capricorn friends and just was drawn to them. And she is a Cancer, and that is the opposition. But um, anyway, she was saying, just observing so many Capricornians, that maybe they're driven to achieve and have so much success because the days are short. They're born, some of the shortest days of the year when it gets dark early. So they probably feel like they have to get it done, get a lot done. And so I thought that was a good observation. But yeah, but it's Saturn too. Saturn builds structure. They're born that way. So anyway, and they're serious. They're serious. If you have Saturn on your in your first house or on your ascendant, yeah, you're pretty serious. Um, of course, I'd have to look at the chart. Yeah, um, Saturn can at times cause depression if it's sitting on your ascendant. That can be hard. That can be hard. You're not going to be like the life of the party, like say Jupiter sitting on your ascendant. But we all have different personalities, so we definitely need Earth signs to get the job done. And so they are the boss. They are the boss. They're the father. They're the producer, the director of their lives, whatever in whatever field they're in. Um, yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.